Hello, welcome to Basic Animation Training with Hypnocraft, Portal Guide, or Goblinian. Those are my names that I go by. Today I'll be showing you how to make basic animations. I use Clip Studio EX Edition for the animations. I use Fruity Loops Studio to record voiceovers and make music. Those are my two favorite apps. Then I go to Pixabay if I need sound effects or various free musics that are copyright free. Once everything is ready, I use Microsoft Clipchamp to put the sound effects together over the animation video along with my music. So, when you want to get started, you open Paint, Clip Studio Paint. Then you go to File, New, go to the Animations tab. Make sure your canvas size is the size of a video. And then you have your frame rate. 12 frames per second is not as smooth. Think of your older Disney animations. As you go higher to 24 frame rates per second, you have your standard, I believe your standard filming rate. It's more smooth. You can go even higher. Now, the more frames, the more time you're gonna take to get your animation across. So I like to go with 16. I find that as a happy medium that works well for me. Then you're gonna click OK. So the most important thing is your timeline. It's a window that has all your frames where you're gonna piece together everything. I like to add a new animation cell and darken the white background so it doesn't blind you while you're working on a long project. And you can go ahead and make that gray or beige. I've already put together a little character here. So this is what he looks like when I first drew him. And then these are your new animation cells. So this is cell 1. Very basic. And what you're going to want to do is occasionally enable onion skin so you can see where the next frames and the last frame was. So you can see how he's transitioning. So the green is the frame after and the blue is the frame before. So 1, 2, 3, and then I copied these cells over again and again to make him wave. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so forth. And then I spread a couple out so he slows down. So you get the idea of how frames that are farther apart move slower. Then I added some color. That's going to be on the animation folder underneath him. You're going to have to color each frame. Frame 1 is different from frame 2. You can right click to get the same colors and then transfer them over to the next and use the paintbrush, use the pen to color him in, or you can use the paint bucket. And then you can, like I copied cells 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I did the same with the coloring, so it's all transitions for the first few at least. So this is how it looks real quick. It's very crude and fast, but for the sake of time, that's what we got. Now, here's an example of keyframes. So if you want to move, let's say, this baseball, you can use a keyframe. So you go to enable keyframes, you right click and add keyframe, then you right click down to the right and you can add another keyframe. So let's delete this and I'll show you what I've done here. So I'll add a keyframe. Let me just delete all these keyframes real quick so I can show you what's going on here. Add a keyframe, then you can add a keyframe further on. You can use this move tool, move layer tool, and then drag it. Now, when you play, the keyframe will move to the other keyframe, so you don't have to redraw the ball 100 times. If you send this keyframe out farther, it will go slower. You can also move the keyframes to make an arch. You'll need some more keyframes to various points. You can also make something larger with keyframes, or smaller, and you have to use the operation tool while you're making a keyframe and drag the image out to be bigger. And that's what you're gonna see here. You see how it gets bigger, and let's make it even bigger. And there you have it. Now, I have some various effects that I'd like to show. Here's a walking frame by frame. And in this animation, I have some effects for spells and various copied and pasted drawings that make water and fire move. And, you know, you could just play around with it. And then I made this character run. He's being stationary in this run, but I moved the background in order to make him look like he's actually running. So that's another way you can make a character look like he's moving. And here is a game that I'm working on, which you can also use animations from Clip Studio to make sprites and game assets. So you can go ahead and see him jumping once it's loaded. This is my frog, Fabian. I go by various names, tags, and one is Hypnocraft Animations. That's my YouTube. I also go by Portal Guide and Goblinian for my art. Animations are a wonderful way to express yourself. There's so much room for creativity, and it's literally limitless. And to me, it's so fun. I love to make animations. I'll be uploading some more soon. That's all for now. Be sure to follow to see more animations of mine. Bye bye.